Hi everybody, welcome back to our online sessions once again after a week, and I do believe with much more credibility and confidence that you are enjoying our previous classes very effectively. Okay, today I feel like amazing to let me introduce to you another part of your English course, I mean your English syllabus, that is ancient passages. We are going to practice ancient passages right now. Okay, let's get started. Dear learners, here you can see a date. What's the date? 9 December. Can you imagine why the date is very important today? Of course not. 9 December, this is a very specific date for you now. We are going to practice. Actually, dear learners, you should keep in mind, December, actually, this is the month of very significant story. We, for the Bengali nations, we cannot forget the month because the month is the victorious month for us. Okay? But here, 9 December isn't for that. There is another reason for. Okay, learners, can you guess now? Look at, here you can see 140th birth anniversary and 88th death anniversary in 2020. Okay, learners, here there is a remarkable person in our country, maybe a man or a woman whose birth and death anniversary is same. So exception, right, learners? Who is the person whose birth and death anniversary are same? Let's get introduced to that very person, right? Can you guess who is the woman? Of course, you are very familiar to that very woman. Okay? This is Begum Rokeya. Understand? A Bengali feminist, a social worker, right? A social reformer, okay? And a political activist from British India. Actually, Begum Rokeya is especially known for being the pioneer for the liberation of the women from the bondage of some particular Muslim community in the 19th century. Okay? We are going to practice an ancient passage on the biography of that very famous woman. Okay? Right? Let's get started. You could see part B, ancient passage. Okay? Marks 10. Dear learners, here in the passage you can see some words are in another color, okay? Because I've told you some tips to start to read out a text or passage, because this is the time for you to know well about reading out a text, especially an ancient passage, right? So learners, I want to remind you now, before starting an ancient passage, you should keep in mind, you should find out some significant information and some important words, especially the words which are unknown to you. Okay? That's why in this very text you can see some words are in different color. Okay? Let's get started. I'm reading the text. You should listen to very carefully. Okay? So learners, here you can see, Begum Rokeya was a famous writer and a social worker. Okay? She was born in 9 December in 1880. She lived in undivided Bengal in the early 19th century. She believed that women should have the same right and opportunities men in society. Okay? So, She fought for them throughout her life. Begum Rokeya was born in a rich family in a village called Parabandh Rangpur in 1880. Okay. Her father, Johiruddin Muhammad Abu Ali Haider Sabir, was an educated landlord. Rokeya was married to Khan Bahadur Sakhawat Hussain in 1896. Her husband was the deputy magistrate of Bhagalpur Neu, a district in the Indian state of Bihar. He was very cooperative and always encouraged Rokeya to go on with her activities. Many upper-class Muslims of Bengal at that time learned Arabic and Persia as a medium of education and communication. Okay? But Rokeya had a great love for her mother tongue. She learned Bangla and English from her eldest brother Ibrahim. Rokeya died on 9 December in 1932. Okay, here, dear learners, here is the information I want to remind you, which I have shown to you at the very beginning. Can you guess? 9 December, this is the very birthday of Begum Rokeya, and same 9 December, very fantastic, right? That means it is what? It's very fantastic and very exception for any human being to be born or to die in the very same date. Is it possible? Sometimes, if it's possible, it's exceptional that Begum Rokeya's birthday and death anniversary is the same. Very exceptional one. Okay? Learners, now I want to let you introduce to some important words now. Okay? Learners, here you can see 19th century. Can you guess? The time was in 1880, but in case of century, 19th century. What is it? That means if it is the time 18th century or the year is 1800, like that, you should come to the preceding century. That means the upcoming century should be 19th century. Right? Never mistake to use in case of century. Okay? Learners. Here, personalities, personalities means here facilities. Okay? Very facilities. There is another word for it throughout her life. Can you guess the meaning throughout? Throughout means the complete, the whole, right? The quiet portion of something, the quiet part of something, right? Especially the time here. Learners, here is another information for you, right? In the colored word, Parabandh Rangpur in 1880. Can you guess? Here's the name of place in Rangpur division. Okay? Learners, Parabandh, a village name, Rangpur, now a division in the North Bengal. Okay? Time is 1880. If you are asked to answer the very date when Begum Rokeya was born, okay, the date is 1880, but the time, century is 19th century. You may be asked. Sometimes you can think in a very wrong way. This year is here 1880, but 19th century. Why the difference? Right? Learners, here 1880, I've mentioned you already. 1880 will go to the preceding century, 19th century. If it is the age now 2020, what's the century? 21st century. Okay? Learners, then go to another. Johiruddin Muhammad Abu Ali Haider Sabir. Okay? Learners, here is another information. If you are asked to mention Begum Rokeya's father name, who is that? Johiruddin Muhammad Abu Ali Haider. Okay? Landlord. Are you introduced to the very word landlord? Actually, in the 19th century, landlord was some were some people who had a lot of, that means a particular portion, a very huge portion, a vast portion of land. They occupied very vast portion of land in that very time, especially the time in the British period and the British colony. Learners here, another information, Khan Bahadur Sakwa Hussain in 1896. Here is another information about the very person's name and year. 1896 is the year here is important for because Begum Rokeya was got married at that very time. Right? The time is 1860, 96, but her husband's name is what? Khan Bahadur Sakwa Hussain. If you are more asked to identify, to answer Begum Rokeya's father's profession, here is, that's why I have marked for you, magistrate, right? A deputy magistrate. Actually, do you know the magistracy power a man have with that very time? Learners, where is the place of his being magistrate here? Bhagalpur, now a district in Indian state of Bihar. Bihar is an Indian state. Here is another information, many upper class Muslims. Understand? Actually, in that very time, the upper class Muslim community believed some superstitions. Actually, they made a lot of barriers, change for the women to go ahead. Okay? And Begum Rokeya, that very woman, protested against the barriers and impediments for the improvement of the women. Right? For the flourishment of the women. So, next you can see another information last, Ibrahim. Who is the man mentioned on the passage? Ibrahim? You may be asked. Here, learners, Ibrahim is Begum Rokeya's husband or father. Sorry, actually, this is not the correct information. Ibrahim is the very brother of Begum Rokeya. Here, that very man was mentioned because Ibrahim encouraged Begum Rokeya, right, to go ahead, to protest against the barriers and chains, and encouraged him to the freedom of the women of the time. So last information, 9 December in 1932 and 1880, right? Learners, here from 1932 and from 1880, if you subtract the very number 1932 from 1880, you can get what? You can get the time, duration when Begum Rokeya was living. Okay, learners, this is the summary of the passage now. I think you've understood it very well and you came to get familiar with some new words and especially some information about the very famous women of our country, Bangladesh. Because you also keep in mind, Begum Rokeya was not only famous in our country, but in the whole South Asia. Okay? She is famous in whole South Asia. Okay? Because he kept a lot of contribution for the welfare of the women. Next. What is it? Can you guess? It may be a new item for your exam. Learners, this new item, number 3, you can face in your exam just from the text unseen. Right? Here is the passage. Some fill in the gaps you can see with some information from the passage. Right? Here, the marks for your exam is 5 because you have to fill up with 5 information. But here condition is you can use a word or 2 words or 3 words, but keep in mind never use more than 3 words. Okay? Again I am telling you, you can fill in the gaps with the very information from the text, not more than with 3 words. Okay, you cannot use here 4 words. You must use here 1, 2 or 3 words. Keep in mind, this is the condition for answering these questions. Okay, learners, from the passage you can see here, Begum Rokeya got married in, here is the age, in 1896. Some description here, who, what, where, place, when, time. Okay, here you should fill up the gaps with the information of the time. Here, as the question is with where, you should fill up the gaps with the information of place. Here, with the information, that means a description. Here, who, what, some subjective point information, and any individual. Okay, so past information, Begum Rokeya got married in where? Can you say? Where? Got married in India. That means Bhagalpur, state of Bihar. Right? This is the information from the passage you can use there. Okay. Next 2 number. Here the information you see at the very first column, a landlord in Rangpur 19th century. Who was the landlord? Can you see? Who was the landlord? Begum Rokeya's father. Begum Rokeya's father, Muhammad Abu Ali Haider Sabir. Right? Here the information should be Abu Ali Haider Sabir. Right? 3rd number, her 140th birth anniversary has been observed in the whole Bengal. The time you should give. Okay, here already I have mentioned to you, in 2020 140th birth anniversary, but the date isn't present, isn't mentioned in the text. You should count something. You should account to find out. Okay, you should work out by subtracting or addition to find out the very 140th birth anniversary of Begum Rokeya is obviously 2020. Okay. Sakawat Hussain 4 number. Sakawat Hussain, here the description, Bihar, India. What is it? Sakawat Hussain in Bihar, India, of the deputy magistrate. Here is the description. Description what? Deputy magistrate. 5 number. Used Arabic and Persia, Bengal, 19th century. Here the information here, learners, you can see here. You can mention some individuals, some people, right? What is that? Can you guess? Information I have mentioned for you, many upper class Muslims. Okay? What? Many upper class Muslims used Arabic and Persia in the Bengal 19th century. Okay, learners? So today you are very introduced to, okay, you are surely introduced to a new question item in your English syllabus from the ancient passages, right? This is question item number 3, marks 5. Here you should fill in the gaps with the very specific information based on 1, 2 or 3 words. Okay, a technique for a very easy question item for you from the ancient text. So I hope you've enjoyed this class, these sessions today very well, and you will apply it in your exam with no fear, okay, with much more confidence, okay, and I believe you that you can, we can, okay, our school can. This is the slogan for the Barack Obama, the American president, okay, we can, you can, so you can everything do very well. So learners, here you can see homework, very beautiful home, you like, the home is very fantastic, okay, for you. Your homework, can you see? 5. Here learners, you can see something, fill, oh, true and false. If false, give correct answers, okay? If the information is false, you should write the correct answer. Here, this is the homework for you. Here are 5 sentences. You should write if the sentence or whether the sentence is true or false. Okay? You should do your homework well and be safe and sound, keeping social distance, and especially think something better. Okay? And be imaginative to your dream with reality. Okay? So work hard and think positive and be calm and cool. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Bye.